Ladies and gentlemen, the Miners coached by Tyler LeBron and Casey Sherman. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, I would ask you to please stand, remove your head cover, join us in respecting our freedom. Those that defend our country, home and abroad. Tonight's national anthem, ladies and gentlemen, will be sung by Jeannie Ewart. Jeannie is a 14-year employee of the Member Billing Department at MEA. Welcome, Jeannie.
Whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hey, very nicely done. Thank you, Jeannie Ewart. We appreciate you. We appreciate MEA.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to beautiful Palmer, Alaska for tonight's matchup between your Shugiak Eagle River Chinooks and the Mat-Su Miners. And so let's quickly go over the defense and lineup for the hometown Miners. Tyler Wilson will be playing center field and leading off.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Joe Williams, the third baseman, will be batting second. Casey Rother, the right fielder, will be batting third. Nick Sorelli will be at first base and batting fourth. Tyler Rando, normally a catcher tonight, the designated hitter,
giving up only 9 runs,
will be batting fifth. Mike Ferrara, the left fielder, will be batting sixth. The catcher, Sam Thompson, will be batting seventh. Josh Mrozek at second base tonight will be batting eighth. And David Bermudez, the shortstop, will be batting ninth. Pitching for the Miners will be Daniel Naughton. Naughton is out of Gonzaga University. Definitely one of the more famous universities out there, especially for basketball, as they are consistently one of the most highly touted basketball teams in the nation. And as per usual, we will go over the defense and lineup for the visiting Chinooks in the bottom half of this inning. We'd like to thank you all for joining us here tonight. I am Tyler Lopes, and I am joined, as per usual, sparingly by my partner, Aaron Davis, tonight. The Chinooks with a fantastic game on Sunday as they defeated the Bucks 7-2, and they had 17 team hits, so definitely an offensive explosion for them, and it had to feel good after so many games where their offense had been struggling. And they will hope to continue that momentum here tonight as Will Batts, the normal leadoff hitter and center fielder for the Chinooks, will step into the box as we open this one. Miners and the Chinooks are two of the top teams up to this point in the league, and the first pitch tonight is downstairs for ball one. You will see throughout the game that both teams have some new faces here tonight. as that could be very exciting as that pitch is in there for a called strike. Excuse me. For those of you who are simply in this for the player interviews, we will be having one in the top of the second inning as Rocco, Justin Nevells, will be stepping up to the booth and joining us for tonight's festivities, which is particularly exciting. We've been getting a lot of pitchers up here lately, as even though Justin Nevells is a pitcher, he's also a position player, so definitely looking forward to that. As that pitch is swung on and missed, so Bats goes down on strikes. Thompson completes the play to first, and that will be the first out of tonight's ball game. So a good start there for Naughton as he gets Will Bats swinging on a tough slider. And now John Mark Mullins will step up to the plate here and look to get something going for the Chinooks. The Chinooks seem well rested, or at least most of them do, after a great day off yesterday. A lot of people were able to just kind of hang around, get some rest. A lot of people went fishing, some went hiking, able to explore all of the beauty that Alaska holds as that pitch is swung on and missed for strike one. Myself, I had a little bit of a lazy day. I got to go to a diner for breakfast. Just kind of took care of some things back at the house and for the team, the vans and everything like that. And that one's in there for called strike two. Got to cook some food for the rest of the week and got to hang out. So definitely was not going on any 14-mile hikes like some of the other guys were. I'm not really into that kind of stuff. And the 0-2 is swung on and fouled straight back. And another 0-2 from Naughton is swung on and ripped into left field for a base hit as Mark Mullins took a tumble there, but he gets up, looks to be fine. Well, maybe. We're not sure. It does look like he's limping just a little bit, but he appears to want to stay in the game.
And now up for the Chinooks, their catcher,
giving the dugout a thumbs up. So John Mark Mullins stays hot and reaches on the first hit of the ball game for the Chinooks. And now Joe Keel will step up to the plate. He is behind the plate tonight for the Chinooks. As I mentioned in previous games, Joe Keel not your stereotypical power hitter, as he does like to go the opposite way frequently, as that pitch is in there for a called strike. And a look over to first, and Mullins gets back. And that pitch is grounded over to short. Bermudez stabs it. Throws over to first for the out, so Mullins moves up to second. And Joe Keel is retired for the second out of the inning. So one on and two out for Pate Fullerton,
number 7,
who is once again batting cleanup tonight. Pate Fullerton, like all the Chinooks, looking to keep the momentum on offense going from their last game when they put up 17 hits on the Bucks. And that is not an easy feat, as the Bucks definitely have a fantastic pitching staff. So it was definitely a great day at the dish for the Chinooks, as that pitch is in there for a called strike one. So Naughton throwing a lot of strikes early on, and that is a great sign for him. The Chinooks will definitely look to put the last time they played the Miners behind them, as the last time they played, it was here for a doubleheader, and the Chinooks were shut out twice. So certainly looking to have a better effort here today. And the count is 0-2 to Pate Fullerton. And the the umpire giving the Bucks dugout, or excuse me, the Miners dugout. We're not playing the Bucks anymore. The Miners dugout. Some direction there. Couldn't exactly see what it was, but that's what the pointing and everything was. Probably telling them to either pick something up and bring it back in the dugout or get somebody back in the dugout. Something along those lines. And the 0-2 from Naughton is just outside. Not a bad pitch there, but just a bit off the plate. So good take there from Fullerton, and the count moves to 1-2. The 1-2 is just downstairs. Another good take from Fullerton, working the count here, and the count moves to 2-2. Fullerton looking to drive the runner home from second here, and that one is grounded down the third base line and foul. So Fullerton stays alive. There are certainly a lot of fantastic colleges represented for the Miners here. Texas A&M, University of Tampa, Columbia, obviously, as we mentioned, Gonzaga, St. John's, GCU. So definitely a lot of great colleges here, as that one is inside. So after getting ahead 0-2, Naughton finds himself falling down 3-2 here to Pate Fullerton. So Fullerton making him work. And we'll see if he can capitalize on this opportunity to get Mark Mullins home from first. And that pitch is swung on and missed. A good slider there from Naughton as he gets Fullerton swinging. And that will be the third out of the inning. So 2 strikeouts for Daniel Naughton in the first inning. And the Chinooks will look to keep the Miners' offense at bay as we head to the bottom of the first.
Visit the MEA tent by the concession stand for some MEA swag.
And we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube. And the Chinooks unable to get anything going on offense in the first inning, besides a John Mark Mullins single. And so let's quickly go over the defense and lineups for the Chinooks tonight. Will Batts in center field will be leading off. John Mark Mullins, the shortstop, will be batting second. Joe Keel behind the plate tonight will be batting third. Pate Fullerton, he's at the hot corner tonight, will be batting fourth. John Graham, the designated hitter, has moved up to the 5 spot. Hayden Keller, making his Chinook debut this year at least, will be batting sixth and playing left field. Colby Ferris slides down to the 7 hole. He'll be playing right field. Matt Magno, all the way down to the 8 hole, will be batting first. And Patty McCormick in the 9 hole will be batting ninth and playing second base. And pitching for the Chinooks is the guy who you probably want on the mound right now to get a big win against a top division rival, and that is Zach Sundine. He has pitched phenomenal to start this season. And if there's anybody that the Chinooks want on the mound to possibly take first place in the division tonight, It is definitely Zach Sundine. And that pitch is downstairs for ball 1. And speaking of pitching, as I mentioned earlier, as that pitch is in there for a called strike, we will be joined by Justin Nevells at the top of the second inning. And that pitch is in there for a called strike, too. So definitely be looking forward to that as Tyler Wilson will be leading off here as that pitch is tapped foul. So good pitch from Sundine there. And the 1-2 from Sundine is downstairs. So the count moves to an even 2-2. And that pitch is swung on and missed. Good pitch from Sundine there. And Wilson goes down on strikes to open up the ball game. And Zach Sundine looking good early. And he'll definitely look to keep that going.
Up next for the Miners, third baseman, number 2.
As Joe Williams, the third baseman, will step up to the plate here, although he is wearing a different number that I have written down. So let me check that out. Okay, so perhaps this is Jordan Williams instead of Joe Williams. Definitely mix up there, as that one's tapped in front of the mound, and a good play from Keel. So I will fix that really quickly, as Jordan Williams, not Joe Williams, is retired for the second out of the inning. So 2 quick outs here for the
number 48, Casey Rother.
Miners, as Casey Rother, the right fielder, will step up to the plate now, and I definitely have that name and number correct. For those of you who are not involved in the backstage politics here, or not necessarily politics, but they gave a lineup with no jersey numbers and just the last names, so I kind of had to guess as to who was in the lineup tonight, and if there was a guy with more than one last name, I just kind of had to guess. And evidently I guessed wrong with the Williams, as that one's ripped into left field, and Casey Rother will get on base here with a 2-out single. So good piece of hitting there for Rother, as he will continue the inning for the Chinooks. Is now Nick Sorelli, the first baseman and cleanup hitter for the Miners, will step up.
Number 37, Nick Sorelli.
And a good lefty-on-lefty matchup for Sun 9, as his first pitch is inside for ball 1. I'll tell you what, guys, I have stepped into the box as a lefty hitter. I'm not a lefty hitter. I'm a righty hitter, but I've stepped in for some bullpens and some flat grounds and everything, just to give guys something to look at, as that one's in there for a strike. And I'll tell you what, I don't know how they do it. It is really, really weird to see when you're batting lefty, as that one's kind of tapped down the third base line and foul. Mrs. Beck, I don't know if I can really do anything about it. There's only so much we can do. We are very far away in this press box, and also we are behind a window and a chain link fence. So there's only so much that we can do. I will tell you what I can do is I can definitely narrate a little bit better as to what's happening, so that there's a more clear understanding as to what's going on. So I can at least do that, but in terms of the picture, I'm not so sure I can do much to help. But I will certainly try in between innings to see if we can make it more clear. But again, from our spot, there's only so much that we can do to make it clear, especially from here. We do love this press box for broadcasting purposes, but for the live stream purposes, it is not that great, as that one swung on and tapped behind the plate. So the count remains full here to Nick Sorelli, the first baseman, as Zach Sundine has been forced to throw a lot of pitches here in the first, something he certainly does not want. He started off the inning quickly, but has since gotten a good amount of work from Casey Rother and Nick Sorelli. And the 3-2 is swung on and missed. Good pitch from Sundine, and that will be strike 3 and out number 3. And so the Chinooks will head into the top of the second, looking to get something going in a 0-0 ball game here in beautiful Palmer, Alaska.
We're celebrating that NBA Palmer Little League Majors team that won first place in the tournament during Colony Days last weekend. And listen to this, they gave up only 9 runs over a 5-game series. Good on them. Good baseball.
And we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube. And as of right now, Justin Nevells has not yet arrived. So that interview will have to be put on hold, at least for now. And for those of you who are fans of other sports, the Brooklyn Nets have taken a 3-2 series lead on the Milwaukee Bucks, as the first pitch to Graham is swung on and tapped to short. And wow, close play at first. Graham almost beat that one out, but he did not. So a good play there from the shortstop, David Bermudez. And so that will be out number 1. And look who just arrived. Well, I guess you can't look who just arrived, but listen to who just arrived. As Justin Nevells now joins us here in the beautiful studio. And I will turn on your mic here in a second, sir. There you go. Justin, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. It's good to be here.
All right, so why don't you, just for those at home who may not know you, why don't you just tell everybody a little bit about yourself, just so everybody kind of has an idea of who you are.
All right. I'm Justin Nevells. I go to Doane University in Crete, Nebraska. I'm from Chugiak, Alaska. I'm shortstop pitcher. Oop, that's a ground ball. Second baseman. And out is, I believe that's John Mark Mullins. Or no, that is
That is Hayden Keller.
Hayden Kellen. There we are.
So Hayden, very inauspicious start for the Chinooks. Simple ground out. Anyways, go ahead, Justin.
So yeah, I'm from Chugiak, Alaska is my hometown, so I'm the hometown kid on the team, I guess. I feel like that's all you need to know at the moment.
All right, there you go. So, Justin, I've stated this before on the live stream, but you are a two-way here for the Chinooks. So take me through the mindset that you have to have in terms of, pre-game prep and what you do in the weight room and things like that when you may have to throw 3 innings, you may have to play left field, whatever may be asked of you on any given day.
I mean, you just go in, not really knowing much. You're just I don't even know whether I'm going to pitch today or whether I'm going to be a DH or whether I'm going to be playing infield or outfield.
And that one is tapped to third, and a good stick over there by Nick Sorelli, and that will be the 3rd out of the inning. So 1-2-3 inning as Colby Ferris grounds out, and hopefully, Justin, can you stick around for a little bit longer?
Absolutely.
That interview was not very long.
Yeah, I got
awesome. So we will be back with Justin Nevells as we head into the bottom of the second.
2021 Matsu Minor Summer Clinic. We appreciate that. And now up designated.
And we
number
are back
43,
here
Tyler
live
Neville.
on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube as we are once again joined by Justin Nevells. Anyways, Justin, you were about to give an answer on kind of the mindset of what it's like to kind of be a two-way player here.
You just got to be prepared for whatever. I mean, I just kind of go into the weight rooms in the morning and just kind of, oh my gosh, Patty McCormick.
What a play by Patty McCormick.
Woo.
Justin Nevells said it better than I ever could. What a play right there, and that will be the first out of the inning.
But yeah, just go to the weight rooms in the morning. It's just kind of don't really go super hard on most days. Normally I'll go super hard on a day after I pitch. If it was like a 7 p.m. game or like if it's a 2 p.m. game, I'll go in after the game and do a pretty good workout. That way I know that like I'm probably not going to pitch the next day. But if I don't know, I kind of take it a little lighter and then just kind of work whatever. You just gotta be ready to go either way. Just like, am I gonna hit? Am I gonna field? Am I gonna be left field? Am I gonna pitch 3 innings or something like that? Just always ready, and you just kind of ask the coach before the game what his plans are, and sometimes he doesn't even know.
Right, yeah, definitely. So, obviously, since you're from here, you're a lot more familiar with the immediate surroundings than most of us are, other than my partner Aaron over here, who kind of knows everything. And a great play from Patty McCormick there. Or not Patty McCormick, excuse me, Pate Fullerton. So 2 quick outs here, and my goodness, Justin, we're going to have to get you out of here real quick if they keep getting quick outs like this. So, I don't know. But obviously you kind of know the immediate surroundings better than us. So what is your normal days off like? Are you like a rest guy? Are you a go hiking guy? Are you a go fishing guy? Are you just a go to the gym, do a normal routine kind of guy? What's your mindset as a local?
I'm a pretty outdoorsy guy, I'd say. So I like to go hunting, fishing, hiking, whatever I can outside. And if I can't do that, then normally I like to go to the baseball field, like hit some or take some ground balls, go out with some friends and play some spike ball or something like that. I'm a pretty outdoorsy kind of guy.
Awesome. And that one's in there for a called strike. So the count moves to an even 1-1 on, I believe, Sam Thompson, the catcher for the Miners. So, Justin, I do have a question just for my own curiosity, as that one's tapped to shortstop. Why does everybody call you Rocco? Is there a story behind that?
So Rocco's my middle name.
Oh, okay.
And so we had 2 Justins on a baseball team when I was, I believe, 8. And so they were trying to get the attention of us. I think both of our last names started with an N, so they couldn't go like Justin N or something like that. So my mom was the coach at the time. She goes, Rocco. And I kind of looked at it because I was like, I don't know anybody else with the name Rocco in their name. And then after that, everybody just started calling me Rocco. And ever since, like literally, like every time I meet someone, normally I introduce myself as Justin, and within a week they just end up calling me Rocco if they hear someone else call me Rocco.
Gotcha. All right, well, we're going to take just a tiny short break here, and we'll be right back with Justin Nevells as the Chinooks look to get on the board here in the top of the third.
It's a long, strange trip, it's all insane. You ain't never gonna be the same. Living life through the night, the line of the lightning strike. Sometimes the only light when the moon's tucked away, pistols popping. Minds are racing. It's hard to sleep late when I'm shaking. Bad news surrounds me. It's always found me creeping up when things are good. Yeah, the dark days find a way. Loud thunder, heavy rain. Them lines lean to ahead and pain. It's a long, strange trip. It's all insane. Never gonna be the same.
First baseman Matt Magno at the plate.
And we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube as Matt Magno steps up to the plate. And that one is in there for a called strike 1. So we are still joined by Justin Nevells. I'm not exactly sure how much longer we'll have him for, but I'm glad he's here, and I'm glad that he's taken some time out of the day to come up here and talk to us. So, Justin, tell me about if there's any adjustments, whether at the plate or on the mound, that you've had to make going from college to obviously the ABL now.
Ooh, that's a good rip in the center field by Mac Magno.
You're very you're being very helpful to me.
Oh yes,
while I'm doing this interview. It's hard for me to pay attention.
Oh, I love watching the game and talking about it. But I'd say some adjustments is just, I don't know, getting used to the faster pitching, just because I was pretty back and forth at Dillon between varsity and JV, so I was mainly just like a pinch run on varsity, and I'd go and play games on JV. So I had about 60 games I went to this fall, which was it was a good amount. Missed a lot of school, but still kept up my grades, which was nice. But it's another bloop shot by Patty McKerman into center field.
And as Justin said, a single for Patty McKerman has the Chinooks in business here.
He's doing it all.
Top
He's
of
got
the third.
Played the game so far, and now another hit.
Center fielder number 10, Will Batts.
But yeah, I'd say just one of the big adjustments is just getting used to the faster pitching, because that's one thing I haven't seen a whole ton of. And then pitching wise, it's making a whole ton of adjustments because I didn't pitch at all at college. So
you said you haven't pitched at all at college?
No, I have not. So I
Wow.
went from having one bullpen to my first appearance for an inning here.
Well, good for you, man. You've been doing great considering that, definitely. I mean, you've been doing great regardless of what you were doing in college, but man, when you haven't pitched at all, I know how tough that is. That's amazing.
Yes.
So anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, you're all good. It's been an experience of, like, I don't know. It's been a lot of new things, a lot of new people. It's good.
So forgive me, I can't remember, but is this your first year with the Chinooks, or
Yeah,
is
this is my first year.
So what stopped you from coming and playing with the Chinooks before? Because I know that you're obviously from here.
Well, I'd been in high school, so this is I just graduated last year.
Gotcha. Okay.
And so I feel like this is the first opportunity I've had to apply and play for them.
Gotcha. That makes sense. As Will Batts tries to put a bunt down, couldn't get it down, and the count moves to 1-2. So, if you did have to choose one, ultimately, would you want to be a position player or be a pitcher? Because honestly, that's something that I had to choose when I got to college. I had to choose to either play third base full time or to pitch, and I chose pitching. So
it's a tough one. I feel like I would have to choose being a position player, because one of my favorite parts of baseball is the fielding aspect, like the defense, and then it's hard to let go of that offense. It's hard to let go of hitting, I feel like, because you go to a baseball field, not a lot of people come for the pitching.
Right.
Like, I feel like the true baseball fanatics come for the pitching, but like a lot of people come for the hitting, to watch people hit, and I also just love the feeling of the ball coming off a wood bat. Just hearing the sound is so nice. So I think I'd have to go with staying a position player, but it's hard to beat like the competitor feeling of being a pitcher. Just like that hard competitor where it's like compete every pitch when you're on the mound.
And that pitch is swung on and missed. So Will Batts goes down swinging for the second time tonight. And that will be the first out of the inning. And now John Mark Mullins steps up to the plate, one of the hotter hitters in the lineup thus far.
What was he? He was 3 for 4 the other day.
Something like that. So he's a lot of you guys have been swinging the bats well, especially last game.
Yeah. Was it 16 hits?
17, I think.
17 hits.
So,
yeah.
16, 17. I think the scoreboard said 16. The actual stats said 17. So I'm not exactly sure which. It's something somewhere around there.
They're killing it.
Something, definitely something like that. So that pitch is in there for a called strike. So what are you looking to learn or gain from this experience? Because I assume you're still living at home.
Yeah.
So there's no like host family scenario that we all kind of have, except for Aaron, because he has to live at his house with his family like a weirdo. So what are you? What are you hoping to gain from this experience outside of like not? Because obviously, like a lot of us are looking to gain. Oh, we're gonna see what Alaska's like. Well, you know what Alaska's like already, so that's not really an issue for you.
I don't know. I love being surrounded by the really good players, and they have like minds because we're a faith-based team, and just like I hope to just like grow spiritually, and then also grow as a player because these guys are like, in my opinion, I think a lot of them are a lot better than me at things that I can improve on, and just like getting their perspective and their help on it can help me become a better ball player, and it's a fun team, and so. Just having fun, getting better at ball, and growing closer to God.
Awesome. So the starter tonight for the Chinooks, obviously Zach Sundine. I'm not going to try and speak to the closeness that the two of you specifically have because I don't have that kind of knowledge. However, I'm sure, just like I have, you've watched every pitch he's thrown over the last few weeks. What have you seen from him? As that ball's tapped into left field and for a base hit, and Magno's going to be waved around, and the Chinooks will take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the third. So John Mark Mullins with his second hit of the night.
Don't quote me on this one, but I think Magno might have missed third base.
Well, let's hope he didn't, because this was going to get real funky if he did. I'm sure everybody will be calling him Brian Hayes for the next few days if he did. But let's hope not. Doesn't look like they're going to challenge. So anyways, so what have you seen from Zach over the last few weeks that have impressed you about him?
Well, I believe he's our only lefty pitcher on the team.
Yes, he is.
So I feel like that's impressive in itself, and that's a big weight to hold, considering that a lot of coaches always look for lefty pitchers, and he's our only one. But I have to do, I believe, 1 or 2 live at-bats against him before we started playing. And 3-2 count, I was like, oh, he's probably just going to throw me a fastball just because it's live ABs, and I don't think he's going to be confident enough to give me an off-speed. He probably gave me one of the nastiest curveballs or sliders I've ever seen in my life, and he buckled my ankles as I swung through, and I was like, all right, this kid means business. And so, and he's shown that through like every start that he's come out, is that he means business every time he's on the mound.
Definitely. So what is there any kind of advice that you would give to not necessarily like me or not necessarily the people at home, because they may either be locals here or they are living on the East Coast, so it might not necessarily be knowledge for them, but if you were to give advice to the rest of the guys on the team in terms of how to deal with being in Alaska and all of the challenges that come with it in terms of just the being daytime all the time and all the other things that come along with it, what would you say to them for advice?
I don't know. The way I think of it is to just roll with the punches, because I was in scouts for quite a while, so I'm an Eagle Scout now. But every camp out or event I went on, we always had the worst weather. Like winter is always uber cold, or during the summer it's just rainy and miserable. And so like you just gotta roll with the punches, and I feel like the best thing you can do is just have the right gear and be prepared for it. Like that's the only way I feel like I can put it. It's just roll with the punches, and just complaining's not going to get you anywhere.
Right. For sure. And Fullerton slaps that one down the left field line and foul. So obviously, since you are a freshman, you are one of the younger guys, if not the youngest guy on the team. I don't know everybody's exact age number, but you're definitely one of the few freshmen that I have had the pleasure of interviewing. So do you think that gives you any kind of advantage or disadvantage coming in here with a little bit less college experience? Or do you think that that's just kind of, again, like you said, just kind of roll with the punches, and there's not really any anything that complaining is going to do about it? As that one is ripped into left field for a base hit. Pate Fullerton delivers a huge 2-out RBI for the Chinooks, and they are up here. Now they will take a 2-0 lead on the Miners. Mr. Ryan, thank you very much. Definitely, I know you guys said you wanted some more of these interviews, so I've been trying to be proactive with that, and we're going to hopefully continue to get as many guys up here as possible for as many games as possible. So definitely thank you very much for sticking with it.
Back to your question that you just asked. I feel like it doesn't really give me an advantage or disadvantage. It just gives me an opportunity to be around players that are a little bit more experienced than I am, that I can just like pick their brain for some knowledge and pick their brain on just like certain little aspects of the game that I have yet to learn or that like I can pick up on. And so I feel like it's just a good way to get better.
Absolutely. And that's definitely a mature answer, especially at that young age. Because let me tell you, buddy, when I was a freshman in college, I thought I was it. I thought I was the man. So that's definitely a very mature answer, and I'm very, very happy that you can look at an experience as crazy as this and not let it say, well, I'm up here because obviously I'm the best ever because I'm a freshman and everybody else is older than me, so I'm here because I'm the, that's definitely very, very awesome for you. And it looks like we have a question from our comments section, as Mrs. Penberthy asks, what's the best story of the summer so far with this team? Funny, fun, or anything else?
Funny, fun, or anything else? So far, I think we had a good day of fishing yesterday, and it was Reese Lanesville, JoJo, and I went fishing yesterday, and we got absolutely covered in mud and silt when we were fishing. And they have like a fish cleaning off station somewhere where you can like fillet your fish, but they just have like a water pump there, and so you can spray the water off of all the fish gets into the water. And so we basically washed off all of our silt at the fish cleaning station right in the middle of downtown Anchorage at Ships Creek. And so there's just like people, like there's a bunch of tourists there like looking over, trying to look at fish, and here we are on the bridge just washing silt off us in the middle of public.
Yeah, I definitely heard some interesting stories this morning from the guys with their escapades on the day off yesterday. So I'm glad you guys had some fun. Justin, I'm not sure how much time you have left. Can you stay for a little longer? Do you think you need to get out of here?
I can stay for another half inning.
Stay for another half inning? All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break here, and we are going to come back with Justin Nevells as we head to the bottom of the third.
Up first this inning for the Matsu Miners, second baseman number 8, Josh Mrozek.
All right, and we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube as Josh Mrozek, the second baseman, steps up for the Miners as they trail the Chinooks 2-0. And right now, I'd like to do something a little bit different that we haven't necessarily done for the interviews up to this point. I'd actually like to turn it over to our comment section. Is there anything that you would like to ask Justin, since this is his last half inning, and we've covered everything from his journey to get here to Alaska, to what he's trying to learn here, to his mindset in the weight room, to just kind of funny stories, different things like that. So if the comment section has anything they'd like to ask Justin that I haven't already covered, or maybe that I have covered and you just like some more explaining on. Please put that in the comments section now. And other than that, I think Justin and I are just going to kind of sit back and watch some baseball and have some fun.
Now up on the minors, shortstop,
And I do
number
believe that
3,
was a
David
strikeout,
Nevells.
but the ball did get past Joe Keel. So that, unfortunately, that strikeout will not result in the first out of the
I think
inning.
it might have been a walk, actually.
Oh, was it a walk?
Yeah, quite possibly.
Okay. That makes a little more sense. I couldn't exactly tell because he was like sprinting to first, so I didn't know if that was like a strikeout. And
I think he was just trying to see if he might be able to get a second
that
on that
makes
one
sense.
there.
Okay. So it was a walk. See,
Alright.
Justin, that's why I keep you around, man. I
Alright.
don't know what the heck I'm doing up here.
Oh,
And
they
it
called
looks
him
like a
balk.
balk on
Interesting.
Zach Sundine. So that's definitely we haven't seen that much this year so far. So that's going to prompt Joe Keel to go out and talk to his pitcher and calm him down a little bit. Oh, goodness. So what are you seeing from the offense over these last 11 innings or so that has, or maybe 12 innings or so that has drastically altered what the offense has looked like? Obviously, I mean, it's no secret there was a 5-game stretch there where the offense was just
I think
not having it.
I think we're just being a little more aggressive now on our early in the counts too. We're having a little bit better at bats, but we used to be kind of a little more timid. We were just looking for that one pitch, I think, that we all really wanted to see. Oh, good play.
And a great play there by Pate Fullerton as David Bermudez goes down here for the first out of the inning.
But I think we're getting that pitch that it's not necessarily that perfect pitch that we're looking for. It's just a pitch that we can handle well, and we're just driving it a lot better. Before I feel like our team was just looking for that singular pitch that we all just wanted to hit, that we know we can hit, just that one pitch. But now we're just we're looking for a ball that we can handle well rather than just that singular pitch is what I'm thinking.
Definitely, that certainly makes sense. As Zach's first pitch is in there for a strike. And comment section, I'm still looking at you guys. This is your one chance. You know, I'm not sure when the next opportunity will be to turn it over to you guys for our interview. So whatever questions you guys have for him, let her rip, guys. Because he's only got this half inning left. So, and I don't want to take up the whole time and make you guys just kind of feel like you're not involved. So, I mean, I guess we can turn it over to the first question. Do you have any idea how we can fix the picture on the camera, Justin? I don't know. We can
That's
figure that out. No?
That's something I don't think I'm too knowledgeable on.
I didn't think so, but maybe. Oh, there you go. Another question for Miss Penworthy. He wants to know a little more about your college, your division.
So I play.
Mr. Penworthy, excuse me. I don't know why I said
I go to
Mrs.
Doane University, as I stated earlier, but it's
And now
a
on the plate,
NAIA
third
school
baseman,
in
number 2,
Nebraska,
Jordan Williams.
and so we play in the G-Pack. We had a really good year this year, actually. We were G-Pack regular season co-champs with Concordia University, which is in, I believe it's in Seward, Nebraska. But we were co-champs with them, so we had a really good year this year. We set our team's home run record by over, I believe, 20 home runs
Wow.
this year. And then we had
Hey,
one guy
friends, the
tie
NBA is proud to be
our single
celebrating
season
80
home run
years of
record, and
service
another guy
to our
break our
members.
single season
Visit
home run
the
record.
NBA
Wow.
tent by the concession
That's
Our
stand
guys were just swinging
for
it
some
well this
88
year.
swag.
That's awesome. And before we let you go, I don't know if you want to take a crack at that last one. Compare and contrast differences between hitting with wood and hitting with metal.
I believe that hitting with wood, you got to be even more on time, I feel like, with the ball, just because if you're a little late or if you're a little early on pitches, you're definitely going to feel it in your hands, and that can also cost you a bat. But with hitting with metal, if you're a little early or a little late, it's a little less of a consequence, and the ball will definitely fly a little bit farther than it will with the wood bat if you're hitting it on the inside or the end of the bat for sure.
Awesome. All right, Justin. Well, I know you got to get going. We do really appreciate you coming up here. Is there anything you want to say to the comment section before you head out?
keep watching, enjoy the game.
All right, thank you so much, Justin. Good luck for the rest of the game, and I hope we can get you back up here soon.
Awesome. Glad I could join you.
Thank you very much. All right, and we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube as Hayden Keller will step up to the plate for the Chinooks. Great interview there from Justin Nevells, and I sincerely appreciate the comments section for taking part in that. One of our longer interviews, and I think one of our better interviews. I definitely enjoyed having him in here. He's a quiet, reserved guy, as I'm sure many of you could tell. And he is definitely well on his way. He's a very mature young man for just being a freshman in college. So it's definitely great to see. And I'm happy he's finally getting the chance to play for a team in his hometown. As that 1-2 is tapped over to first, as Sorelli will take it to the bag himself for the first out. So 0 for 2 in Hayden Keller's debut thus far. Not the start he wanted, but plenty of time to turn it around. It's a long season, and he did just get off the plane.
Number 25, Colby
only
Harris.
probably around 20 hours ago, so still a little fresh, I'm sure. And so Colby Ferris, who swung the bat well in the last game, as that one is drilled into left field, and Colby Ferris has gone deep. Colby Ferris, with one swing of the bat, has made this a 3-0 ball game. And just as I said, he's swinging the bat well. He swings it well on that one, and he drives it out of here as the Chinooks now lead 3-0. And that has to be exciting for the Chinooks, as the last time they were on this field, their offense was stagnated. And so far, they have come out to a 3-0 lead here. And a great swing from Colby Ferris there. And that one is tapped to short. Could be a tough play for Bermudez. He snags it and throws to first. And Matt Magno makes out number 2.
Up next for the Chinooks, second baseman, number 5, Patty McCormick.
And now Patty McCormick will step up to the plate, and he is swinging a hot bat as of late. As he has 4 hits in his last 6 at-bats, coming into the last two games. And 6 in his last 10 at-bats. So definitely swinging the bat very, very well, as that one's in there for strike 2. He's quickly down 0-2 here, as Daniel Naughton looking to get himself out of the inning here. And that one is tapped down the third base line and foul. And it doesn't quite reach Coach Groth over there, but he makes the play. So definitely a great interview there, and I'd actually like to do something a little bit different here. Comments section, I'd like to get your guys' thoughts on who you would like to see interviewed next. Now, I want you to keep in mind, before you start to answer this question, it is very, very difficult to get guys that are position players up here, especially if they're playing. I will try my best if it's somebody like Leo Harris or, for instance, maybe John Graham if he's getting a day off. Somebody that's... Anyway, the point is that a position player who's not playing actively that day, who's not in the starting lineup, I can get them up here. But somebody like John Mark, somebody like Joe, somebody like Will Batts, it's very, very difficult to get up here if they're playing every day, as that one's flown out to center field. And so Tyler Wilson puts that one away, and we will head
Hey, kids out there,
to
pay attention
the
here. MEA
bottom
is
of the
giving away
fourth.
2 kids' bikes today.
with the Chinooks
Check
taking a
out
3-0
one of those
lead
tickets.
on a
Winners do
big
need to be
strike from
present to
Colby
win.
Ferris, as the Chinooks defense looks to keep the Miners offense at bay.
It's like I'm living a daydream. Got your love all over me. I can feel something starting. Take me on where you want me. 'Cause too many times I've complicated this love. Too many times I don't know when to shut up. But every time you keep pulling me close to you.
And now up for the Matsu Miners, right fielder number
All right, and
48,
we are back here
Casey
live
Rocco.
on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube, as the Chinooks out to an early 3-0 lead. A couple of runs in the top of the third, and then a solo bomb from Colby Ferris in the top of the fourth. As Zach Sundine has looked great early on here, as he has looked great in every appearance he has made so far. As the only blemish that Zach Sundine has given up has been a solo home run from Ethan Mann of, I believe, the Pilots. So he has looked absolutely dominant early in this season. As that pitch is downstairs. So the count moves to 2-1. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, I'd like to turn it to the comments section. We do have one response already, but I don't want to make the decision off just one response. So if there's any people on the roster who you guys would like to see interviewed next, probably during tomorrow's game, I would like to let you guys voice your opinions now. And once again, if it is a person who is playing every day, it's going to be very, very hard for me to get them up here. So try and keep it to a position player or a pitcher that you know is not pitching that day. As good pitch from Sundine there as Patty McCormick makes the play. And Casey Rother is retired
Up
here
next,
for the first out of the
baseman,
inning.
number 37, Nick Sorelli.
And that pitch is swung on and missed. So the count moves to 0-2 here on Nick Sorelli. Mr. Ryan, I would like to say I have already interviewed Zach. And as much as I would like to interview him again, we had a great conversation. And Zach is a very, very level-headed guy. I would like to get other guys some opportunities before interviewing Zach again. Although, yes, definitely I would love to get Zach back in here. And it is a lot easier for him as I know when he's not pitching, which is the day after he pitches. So definitely on those days, he is a candidate. But I would love to get him back in here, but I'd also need to get other guys some opportunities. Since that one's in there. Called strike 3. So Nick Sorelli goes down looking, and that is his second strikeout of the game. As that will be the second out of the inning, and another great pitch from Sundyne.
And now at the plate, designated hitter number 43, Tyler Rando.
And now Tyler Rando, the designated hitter, stepping up to the plate. He grounded out to second in his first at-bat, and he was robbed on a great play by Patty McCurman as that one's in there for a called strike. And please do forgive the sounds of paper bags that are going on, but apparently the person behind me has 13 jackets that they're taking off, so I don't know what's happening there. Oh, no, we're just messing with you. Don't worry about it. As that one will not be fielded by Patty McCormick, so a hit in pretty much the same spot, but McCormick couldn't get to that one, and so that is a 2-out base hit for Tyler Rando.
And now at the plate, left fielder number 36, Mike Ferrara.
And so with 2 outs here, Mike Ferrara stepping up to the plate. He grounded out to third base in his first at-bat. And that one's downstairs, so count moves to 1-0. The Chinooks have been playing great baseball here over the last 15 or so innings. And that is definitely a welcome sight, as they had a 5-game stretch where they went 1-4 last week. And they definitely look to be a lot more confident as Sundyne looks over to first and Rando gets back safely. So any more options will be great here. As that one's in there for a called strike, so the count moves to 1-2. Mr. Ryan, unfortunately, I do not have the technology to interview somebody in the dugout. They do have to be here with me, so the way it works is I'm sitting in here with a headset, and the soundboard and the outlets and everything are hooked up in the press box. And they only go so far. I can go a few feet out of the press box, but that is pretty much it. The only way that I theoretically could do it is probably not here at the minor stadium, but maybe at home I could go out of the press box and use the crowd microphone. But that would be a little difficult, as even the crowd microphone only goes probably about 10 feet. So what I could do is I could do some pregame interviews and start the stream maybe a half an hour or so before the game starts and do a pregame interview for somebody. That way we can cover guys that play every day like Will or John Mark or somebody like that. But other than that, it is a little difficult here. So Ferraro with a walk. As Josh Mrozek, or excuse me, Sam Thompson, not Josh Mrozek, Sam Thompson steps up to the plate here. And a line shot there to Patty McCormick. So tough break for Thompson there. And excuse me there, but I was fixing up my stats as I kind of had a mess up here, so I apologize. So the Chinooks will head to the top of the 5th inning as this one is moving by in a breeze here, folks. Move to the top of the 5th inning, up 3-0 here early on the Miners.
Hey, folks, take out those red tickets again. We're going to give away some more prizes. First ticket, 3699621. 3699621. Second ticket is 3699622. 3699622. And 5386279. 5386279. If you have one of those tickets, stop down at the merch shack and they'll fix you up. Congratulations. All right, at the plate, center fielder number 10, Will Batts.
And we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube as Will Batts stepping up to the plate here. As that one is ripped down the left field line, excuse me. And that pitch is swung on and drilled into center field for a base hit. So a leadoff single for Will Batts as the Bats continue to be swung hot for the Chinooks. As another leadoff single.
Number 15, John Mark Mullins.
As John Mark Mullins stepping up to the plate here. And that one is swung on and flied out into left field. As Mike Ferraro will make the catch. So that'll be the first out of the inning. So after 2 straight hits for John Mark Mullins, he gets out for the first time in this one.
For the Eagle River Chugiak Chinooks, catcher number 55.
And now Joe Keel will step up to the plate here. And that pitch is inside for ball 1. So Joe Keel stepping up to the plate here. And Joe is 0 for 2 so far tonight with 2 ground outs. Did reach on a fielder's choice in his last at-bat as Will Batts gets back safely. And that pitch is downstairs for a ball. So the count moves to 2-0 here. And the 2-0 is chopped down the third base line and foul. So the Chinooks, after sputtering on offense over the last 5 games, as that ball gets away, but it hits the umpire. And an unfortunate break for the Chinooks there, as Will Batts, with his speed, probably would have made it to second there. But unfortunately, it does strike the umpire. And the ball will stay close enough to the bag so that the Miners can recover. And Joe Keel stares down the 2-1 pitch, and it is inside and downstairs for ball 3. So the Chinooks find themselves only half a game back from first place, as both the Pilots and Miners stand at 5-3, whereas the Chinooks stand at 5-4, and that one is downstairs for ball 4. And you can see Daniel Naughton asking the umpire, is that pitch down or out or what? And I'm not sure he got a clear answer, as it looked like the umpire just shook his head and looked down. So I'm not sure if he's able to get the answer he was looking for, but Joe Keel, nonetheless, draws a walk. So now with 2 on and 1 out here, Patty McCormick, who delivered a key single in the 3rd inning, will step up to the plate here. So that will be the end of the night for Daniel Naughton. So definitely not the start he wanted, as he only goes 4 1/3 innings and gives up 3 runs, and he is responsible for the 2 men he will leave on base. And he will turn it over to Nate Beimel, presumably. We have definitely seen Beimel before, and he has pitched fairly well against the Chinooks in his previous outings.
Miners, Nate Beimel on the mound.
And so now, with 2 on and 1 out, Pate Fullerton. I'm not sure why I keep mixing that up lately. Pate Fullerton will step up. A tough lefty-on-lefty matchup for him here, as Nate Beimel will look to get out of this inning with no damage, and that one's in there for a strike. And that one is inside. So, Paige Fullerton, who is 1 for 2 tonight with a single and an RBI, We'll look to keep this thing going as that one's ripped into left field for a base hit. That one's going to split the outfielders as one run will score and Joe Keel will slide into third, as Fullerton with an RBI double here in the top of the 5th inning, and the Chinooks offense just keeps on rolling as the lead now expands to 4-0.
And now at the plate.
And now, stepping up, the guy who had the big blow, or one of the big blows in the last ball game, John Graham hit a big-time 3-run home run to open up the ball game and open up the floodgates for the Chinooks as they ended up winning 7-2. He also added in a couple more hits to his credit, including another RBI, so he ended the day with 4 RBIs. Not a bad day at the office for Graham. And he finds himself in a premium spot here, looking to do some more damage to the minors, and that one's inside. So count moves to 2-0, so a good hitter's count for him. We'll see what Beimel gives him here. And the 2-0 to Graham is swung on and ripped straight backwards. So John Graham all over that one. He just missed it. And a good swing, but unfortunately did not result in anything. So Graham will at the very least look to get one into the outfield here to try and get Joe Keel home from third. If not, something better, and the 2-1 to Graham is in there. Good off-speed pitch from Beimel. And that'll move the count to an even 2-2. So 8 hits already here for the Chinooks, and it cannot be understated how good this must feel. As the last time they were here, as that pitch is swung on and missed, and I think Graham wishes he could have that one back, but he cannot. So he goes down swinging, and he is 0 for 3 tonight.
And at the plate now, left fielder.
So far, and now Hayden Keller. Tough lefty-lefty matchup for him. Will step up to the plate and look to get those runs home from third and second. So again, it cannot be understated that the last time the Chinooks were here, they combined for 5 total hits in 2 ball games. And tonight they already have 8 in 5 innings. That must feel fantastic for them. As that first pitch from Beimel is in there for a called strike 1. And that one is swung on and missed. So Hayden Keller finds himself down early here, 0-2. As Beimel looks to escape the jam with only 1 run given up. And he is well on his way to doing so as he sits up 0-2. And that one's in there for strike 3, so he quickly dispatches of Keller. And he goes down looking for the 3rd out of the inning.
Hey, fans, get out those red tickets again.
And so the Chinooks strike for 1 more, although I think they wish they could have had more than that as they leave 2 runners in scoring position. But nonetheless, they will certainly take it as they head into the bottom of the 5th up on the minors 4-0.
5-7-2-5. Next one is 5-3-8-6-1-4-3. 5-3-8-6-1-4-3. And the third one here, 5-3-8-6-2-2-5. 5-3-8-6-2-2-5. And here's the last one, 5-3-8-6-1-9-6. 5-3-8-6-1-9-6. If you're lucky enough to have one of those tickets, go see the folks at the Merch Shack. They'll pick you up. Congratulations on the win.
Champagne on mine, little scotch on the line.
And now up for the Miners, second baseman number 8, Josh Morozek.
And we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube as the first pitch from Sundyne is in there for a called strike as Josh Morozek steps up to the plate here. He walked in his first at-bat. And thus far, he is one of only 4 base runners. For the Miners here in this one as the count moves to 0-2, and that one is just outside. Good pitch there from Sundyne. And he has efficiently mowed down the Miners offense up to this point. And that pitch is swung on and drilled foul over toward the dugout as a bunch of the guys had to kind of run away there as to not get hit. And that one is in there for a called strike 3. Great pitch there from Zach Sundyne as Josh Morozek goes down looking for the first out of the inning. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the
Miners,
4th strikeout of the day for Sundyne. So on a good pace here. As now David Bermudez will step up to the plate. And he grounded out to third base in his last at-bat, and that one is ripped into right field for a base hit, so Bermudez not wasting any time as he singles with 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. And now Tyler Wilson, the leadoff man, will step back up for the Miners, and he is 0 for 2 with a strikeout so far, so he'll look to get something going for himself and his team. And if Sundyne can get out of this inning without it completely exploding on him, he will put himself in great position to take the league lead in wins thus far in the season. He's already at 2, which is tied for the lead as that one is tapped into shallow center for a base hit, so Tyler Wilson gets on. And so 2 1-out singles here off Zach Sundyne in the bottom of the 5th will mean that Jordan Williams, the third baseman, will have a chance to do some damage here against Sundyne, which is something that is a sentence that I have not said very often this season, as Sundyne has rarely put himself even in position to get some damage done. And so Sundyne takes a peek at second, fires the 0-0 pitch, and it is in there for a called strike. Good off-speed pitch there from Sundyne, as I'm sure he's going to look to stay away from Williams and get a double play ball to Patty McCormick, which has kind of been his specialty early on this season, as that one is inside, and it looks like it hits Williams. So an unfortunate circumstance there for Sundyne, as now the bases will be loaded.
Hey kids, pay attention out there.
And now Casey Rother will step up to the plate here as this will now prompt a
check out the MEA
visit from pitching coach Troy Hervey.
Stand next to the concession stand. And by the way, you do need to be here to win. Get your ticket, kids. Here we go. At the plate, right fielder.
And now, as I said earlier, Casey Rother will step up to the plate, and I think it might be the last guy you want to face right now. He is 1 for 2 tonight, and currently he is the league leader in batting average with a batting average of .433, and he is leaps and bounds ahead of second place, which would be Ethan Mann of the Pilots at .368. So definitely in firm command of the batting average title thus far, as that one is hit high in the air out to fairly straightaway center, as Will Batts will fire to third, and he is out! And that means the run will not score! And the home plate umpire confirms that the run will not score. What a decision from Will Batts, as instead of throwing home, he fires to third and gets the out. And it looked like David Bermudez was just kind of jogging home, and so he will not score. What a play by Will Batts. And so the Chinooks will head into the top of the sixth with a 4-0 lead. Unbelievable. I'm almost speechless at this point. What a play by Will Batts. My goodness.
Okay, so the official sponsor of the Matsu Miners Internet broadcast, Napa Auto Parts of Alaska, Jim Ruda, owner. Colby Paris.
All right, and we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network. And my goodness, for those of you who just missed the last half inning, a fantastic play from Will Batts. And for David Bermudez, I mean, I know that a lot of people might not have seen it, and it might not be a narrative down there. But up here, I mean, both Aaron and I saw it. Definitely he was jogging home. And because of that, and a great play by Will Batts, there will be no runs scored for the Miners in that half an inning. And I think that if he would have sprinted home, his run might have counted. As that one is popped high in the air down the right field line and foul to Colby Ferris, who popped his first home run of the season. So definitely he's swinging a good ball, swinging a good bat here, as he had a couple of hits last game and now has a home run in this one. That one's downstairs. So Colby Ferris looking to keep that going for himself. And I tell you what, folks, when you are hot, you're hot. And that one is ripped into left field, but right to Mike Ferrara. So Colby Ferris with a line out to open up the top of the sixth. So now Matt Magno will step up to the plate here, as so far he is 1 for 2. And that pitch is in there for a called strike. This game is flying by, ladies and gentlemen. It has been only an hour and a half, and we are already in the 6th inning. So definitely flying by so far. That one's upstairs. Been quick-paced, and a lot of action, at least for the Chinooks on the base path, as that one's tapped foul down the right field line. And definitely Matt Magno has not looked the same at the plate since getting injured a few days ago, and that one swung on and missed. And you have to wonder if, and he's actually looking at the dugout saying, I just can't see the ball right now. So you have to wonder how much, if at all, that's playing a factor.
For the Chinooks, second baseman.
My guess is it probably isn't playing much of a factor, if it is playing anything at all. as definitely it is all right for hitters to have a few games where they're just not seeing the ball as well, as that one's in there for a called strike. So quickly 2 down here for the Chinooks as Patty McCormick steps up to the plate. As I've definitely been there. I've definitely had the streaks where I just, the ball looked like a BB to me and I just could not touch it. And I'm not saying that's happening to Magno either, as he has a few hits in the last few games, but definitely the slip from batting third to batting eighth will tell you all the story you need to know as that one swung on and missed. So Patty McCormick goes down swinging. And so a quick inning for Nate Beimel there in the top of the 6th. And the Miners will look to finally get on the board as we head to the bottom of the 6th. And we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube as Zach Sundine returns to the mound after escaping
Up now,
a
for the
bases-loaded
Miners,
jam in the last
first
inning.
baseman number 37, Nick Sorelli.
And despite Zach Sundine's successes, I am a bit surprised to see him still out there after a couple of long and arduous innings in a row for him, as that one's tapped foul down the third base line. So we'll see if fatigue starts to set in here after a couple of long innings, and if the Miners lineup the third time through the order will start to make some adjustments, as that one swung on and missed. As pretty famously, pitchers tend to do far worse against lineups the third time through the order. But not this time, as Nick Sorelli goes down looking. So Nick Sorelli having a tough night at the ballpark thus far, as he is 0 for 3 and already has a hat trick. And twice he has gone down looking, so definitely not the night he's looking for up to this point.
And now up
And
the
Zach
designated hitter
Sundine
number 43,
marches
Tyler
on
Randall.
here as Tyler Rando, who singled in his last at-bat, steps up to the plate here. Sundine's first pitch is in there for a called strike one. One of the more famous instances of a coach kind of making the decision based on third time through the lineup is in last year's World Series. Blake Snell having an absolutely dominant performance in the World Series in Game 6. As that one is swung on and missed. So 2 quick strikeouts as Zach Sundine continues to defy my words of possibly struggling third time through the lineup.
Left fielder,
And if
number
he's going to
36,
continue to defy my
Mike
words,
Ferreira.
I'm going to continue to
That's big.
speak them. So we'll see if that continues. As Mike Ferrara steps up to the plate. He is also 0 for 1 with a walk here. So we'll see what Sundine gives him as that pitch is upstairs. So Blake Snell having a dominant performance in the World Series. I do believe it was Game 6. Perhaps it was Game 7. I'm having a hard time remembering right now. I don't know. But either way, only giving up 2 hits through 6 innings. He was 5 1/3 innings into his outing. He had given up a hit with 1 out. And Kevin Cash, the manager of the Rays, decided, well, now it's 3rd time through the lineup. And despite a lot of other analytics telling him that Mookie Betts probably was a good matchup for Blake Snell in that moment in Game 6. Zawin's in there for a called strike too, so it looked like Ferrara thought he had ball 4 there, and was not the case. And Kevin Cash pulled Blake Snell, and the bullpen immediately gave up the lead, and the Rays went on to lose the World Series. So that's fun, I suppose. Zawin's tapped and flagged down by Magno. Tough play, but he's able to get there. And so Zach Sundine with a phenomenal 6th inning. As we'll see if he stays out there in the top of the 7th, or excuse me, in the bottom of the 7th. But before we can get there, we will move to the top of the 7th. There we go, where the Chinooks will look to add to their 4-0 lead.
Hey folks, MEA is proud to be celebrating 80 years of service to our members. Visit the MEA tent by the concession stand for some MEA swag.
Up with it, girl. Rock with it, girl. Show them it, girl. Put a bang bang. Bounce with it, girl. Dance with it, girl. Get with it, girl. Put a bang bang.
Come on, turn the radio on. It's Friday night and I won't be long. Gotta do my hair, put my makeup on. It's Friday night and I won't be long till I hit the dance floor, hit the dance floor. I got all I need. No, I ain't got cash, I ain't got cash, but I got you, baby.
Just you
Baby,
and me.
I don't need dollar bills to have fun tonight. Baby, I don't need dollar bills.
And we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio
back,
Network
second
here on
base.
YouTube. As,
For the
ladies and
Chinooks.
gentlemen, it is that time again. It is time for our trivia question of the evening. And perhaps some of you trivia sticklers will already know the answer to this. Excuse me. I think my mouth malfunctioned there. As Will Batts will step up to the plate, and that one is swung on and missed. He has had a tough night so far. He singled in his last at-bat, but before that he has struck out twice. And so the trivia question is this. Who holds the current single-game strikeout record for the World Series? And no, I do not mean a pitcher. I do not mean a hitter, but I do mean a pitcher. So how about I just ask the question again, since I screwed myself all up, as Will Batts strikes out. So the question is, who holds the single
Up next
game
for the Chinooks,
strikeout record
shortstop
for a
number 15,
pitcher
John Mark
in the
Mullins.
World Series? That is the question, and I expect a quick response. And also, let's make it a little harder. Why don't somebody give me the number? If somebody knows the number, please let me know. And immediately we have the answer, as Bob Gibson is the correct answer. So if anybody knows what the specific number is, I'd love to hear that. $17. So Mr. Magno, Congratulations. Unfortunately, I don't have a prize for you, but you do win in very quick fashion here, so I think I'll have to come up with another trivia question. That might be a little harder for you guys. So John Mark Mullins stepping up to the plate here against Nate Beimel, who, after giving up a run in the 5th inning, has looked very, very good these last inning and a third. And that one is swung on and ripped straight back. So another foul ball there. And the count remains 1-2. So the 1-2 is, or excuse me, the 2-2 is in there for ball 3. Oh, Matt and his 4 brothers grew up as Cardinals fans. Okay, so that makes sense as to why you would all know that, as that one is swung on and flown to left field. And Mike Ferrara will come on and make the catch for the second out of the inning. So 2 up, 2 down here for the top of the Chinooks lineup. And now Joe Keel will step up to the plate.
And now up, catcher number 55, Joe Keel.
And that pitch is inside, or perhaps downstairs. Couldn't exactly tell, but either way, that is ball 1. And that one is also outside. So the count moves to 2-0 on Joe Keel, as the Chinooks look to keep this inning alive here. That one is swung on and fouled straight back. And the count moves to 2-1. And I do promise you all I will come up with another trivia question, as I feel like that one went by a little too quick. And there was only one guess. So I'll definitely get another one, and hopefully it'll be a little more challenging for you guys. Didn't realize that we had some Cardinal fans in the house, so we will look for a different one. And that one is outside for ball 3. I do have a question for all of you, just generally. Would you all like me to stick to baseball trivia, or because I can definitely do trivia for other sports as well. I love football. I love basketball. I could even do hockey if I wanted to. I don't know much about hockey, but I could try if that is requested. So let me know if you guys would be willing to do some other sports. If not, that's definitely totally okay. But I would be willing to do other sports as well if that is something that is wanted. And that one is chopped to short as David Bermudez has to wait on it. And he fires across the diamond for the 3rd out of the inning. So the Chinooks come up empty-handed here in the top of the 7th. So now the Chinooks will move to the bottom of the 7th.
Hey, before we get started on
looking to
7th inning
stop the
stretch,
Miners'
here's 3
offense
more
here
winning
as they lead
tickets.
4-0.
Get out those red tickets. First winning ticket, 538-6276. 538-6276. Second one is 369-9623. 369-9623. And that third winning ticket, 538-5923. You have one of those tickets, stop down to see the nice folks at the Merch Shack. They'll fix you up. And so we'll get you up. Have a little 7th inning stretch.
And we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube.
Here we got a couple winning tickets for the bicycle winner.
I do have one
Here they
person that
are.
says they want any sport. I would like to hear from
377,
others on that as well, though. I don't want to just go
2508.
off one person. I do appreciate
377
the answer, though. I do have another trivia question for you guys for tonight, however.
2527.
I'm not sure how challenging this one's
Once
going to
again,
be, so we will see.
377-2508.
Kevin Nakamura for the Miners, actually.
You
He's
have one
not
of those
playing
tickets.
tonight, but he does lead
Check
the
in at the
league
NBA
in
tent.
RBIs for the
Sam
ABL,
Thompson at
and
the
the
plate now
second
for the
place
Rescue Miners.
RBI getter is a Chinook. And who is that Chinook? So who is second in the league in RBIs, and who obviously leads the Chinooks in RBIs so far this season up before tonight. So let's, definitely tonight's RBIs don't count. So who leads the Chinooks in RBIs before tonight? That is the question. As Zach Sundine back out there for the 7th inning, as that one's in there for strike 2. So Zach Sundine looking really, really good here the third time through the lineup. And the 1-2 from Sundine is just inside. So Sam Thompson, who is behind the dish tonight for the Miners, will tap that one to third. And Fullerton couldn't handle it. And that one's going to get into left field as Thompson takes a turnover at first. And he will hang on there, so that will almost certainly go down as an error. And so the leadoff man is aboard for the Miners.
At the plate now for the Miners, second baseman number 8, Josh Morozek.
So Josh Morozek will step up to the plate. He's playing second base tonight, as that one's inside. Morozek has played third. He has played outfield for the Miners, so pretty versatile. As he's also playing second tonight, so again, pretty versatile is Morozek, and his speed was certainly a problem the last time these teams played each other, as he had 3 or 4 stolen bases against the Chinooks. And the 2-0 to him is in there for a called strike, as Morozek checks to make sure that that's as far in as the umpire goes. And appears the umpire said yes, it is. So the 2-1 is ripped, and that's going to make it into right field for a base hit. So 2 hits to open the 7th for the Miners, and at this point you have to wonder if Zach Sundine's time on the mound is running out here.
At the plate now, Metro
2
Miners
unlucky
shortstop number 3, David
swings of the
Bermudez.
bat for him, as 2 ground balls, and it results in 2 base runners. So perhaps the coach realizes that and thinks, well, he's pitching fine. It's just he's had a little bit of bad luck here. And Sundine has been able to dance his way out of many a jams over this early season. So we will see what happens there, as that one's in there for a called strike. So the count moves to 0-1 on David Bermudez, who singled and made it to third base last time and could have scored, but he did not hustle from third to home, and because of that, the runner trying to get to third was thrown out. And he tries to drop down a bunt, and that's tapped foul. So the count moves to 0-2 on Bermudez. And I'm still waiting on our responses for the new trivia question, which is who leads the Chinooks in RBIs up to this point in the season, obviously before this game started. And that pitch is ripped down the third base line and foul. So the count remains 0-2 as Zach Sundine looking to get himself out of the jam here. And he would definitely love to start that with a swinging strikeout. or any kind of strikeout for that matter, of David Bermudez, or perhaps a ground ball double play. So we'll see what happens here as the next 0-2 to Sundyne, or from Sundyne, is tapped to third. And are you kidding? Did they just turn a triple play? Did I just have the privilege of calling a triple play? Are you kidding me? The Chinooks turned a triple play. I never thought that in my first year of calling a baseball game, I would get the privilege of calling a triple play. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen, dream fulfilled for sure, as the Chinooks once again find a way to get themselves out of danger. And I tell you, for Zach Sundyne, when you're hot and you're not giving up runs, you are just not allowed to give up runs. My goodness, and the Chinooks will head into the top of the 8th inning, still up 4-0. Wow.
The MEA tent by the concession for some MEA swag. Hey, so let's get that bullpen up there. We got a little Cupid shuffle line dance. Let's check them out down there.
Move your muscle, brand new dance. It's called a Cupid Shuffle. It don't matter if you're young or you're old. Here we go. We gon' show you how it goes. To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Now kick back,
Check 'em out down there.
kick back, kick back. Now walk it by yourself. Now walk it by yourself. Now show you.
So we got the shuffle going on down there. From baseball fans, check them out. They're good. They're good.
And we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network, and I am apoplectic. I am still trying to recover from the triple play, as that is definitely a baseball rarity that we all got to witness together here on the Chinooks Radio Network. And for those of you who are kind of iffy on whether you should be watching every day, I mean, if that doesn't tell you yes, I don't know what will. As Pate Fullerton grounds it to second base, and it is dropped by Mrozek, and Fullerton will reach on an error, a very, very gettable ground ball. So Fullerton will reach base for the third time so far tonight, this time on an error. As now John Graham steps up to the plate.
The DH number 22, Johnny Graham.
And that pitch is popped up in the air and foul and out of play. And so John Graham will step up to the plate here as he check swings and a full swing, according to the home plate umpire. So we have a couple of guesses here for the trivia question of the day, as the answer is not John Mark Mullins, although he has swung a hot bat. The answer is indeed Will Batts. As coming into today's game, he had 7 RBIs, so didn't have the highest batting average for sure, but he has certainly picked his spots, as he had 7 RBIs coming into today. So definitely having himself a good start to the season. So congratulations, Mrs. Stalker, as that is a throwaway. And now Pate Fullerton will turn and head to third. And he will stop there as the throw comes into home plate. And so suddenly, the Chinooks have a runner in scoring position on another error. So 2 errors for the Miners in this inning, and the Chinooks will look to expand upon their lead going into what could be the last inning for Zach Sundine if he's not done already. I don't see anybody in the bullpen ready to go, although there are a couple of guys standing down there. They're just not on the mound, not throwing. So I'm not sure how that's going to go. But either way, John Graham in a big RBI spot as he taps that one into center field for a base hit. As Nate Beimel clearly not happy, as since the infield was in, that blooper that hit probably just 1 or 2 feet behind second base was uncatchable for anybody as the infield was in. So that's an RBI single for John Graham, and so on 2 errors, the Chinooks now lead 5-0. What a game tonight. I mean, I am just so incredibly excited and so incredibly humbled to be able to call this game and be able to share this with all of you at home. So thank you so much for giving me this chance, as this has been a fun one to call, as Hayden Keller, who certainly has had a tough first night, will step up to the plate here with a runner on and nobody out, and he stares down the 1-1 pitch from Nate Beimel, who is obviously getting a little frustrated as that pitch is upstairs, and the throw, it gets by the shortstop Bermudez, snagged by Mrozek at second, but John Graham with a stolen base. And that would be his first stolen base of the season, so he's not just a power threat, folks. He can run the bases a little bit. So now Hayden Keller at an RBI spot, as that one is drilled high and deep, but well foul. So Keller a little bit early on that one as the count moves to an even 2-2. So Keller 0 for 3 so far tonight, has not joined in on the hitting party that the Chinooks are putting on so far. And what has been a clean baseball game up to this point now has seen 3 errors in the last inning combined for both teams. So wonder if fatigue's starting to set in as that one is upstairs. So the count moves full to Hayden Keller, who is a returner to the Chinooks but is making his debut tonight, at least for this season. And he's playing left field as that one is swung on and foul tip into the catcher's mitt. So Thompson holds on and Keller strikes out for the second time tonight. And that will be the first out of the inning. So now Colby Ferris stepping up to the plate. He is 1 for 3, but the one hit was a good one, as it was a solo home run in the top of the 4th inning. And he finds himself in another RBI spot here as he looks to do some damage off Nate Beimel, the lefty, and that one is in there for a called strike. So Colby Ferris with his first home run of the season tonight, and the second home run of the season for the Chinooks. And that one is upstairs, so the count moves to 1-1. And the 1-1 from Beimel is swung on and drilled down the left field line, but well foul. So Ferris definitely seeing the ball well tonight. But he finds himself down 1-2 here to Nate Beimel, who has done the best he could to keep the Miners in the game, as that one just misses, and you can clearly see the frustration on the face of Nate Beimel, as he certainly wanted that there. but he did not get it. And so now the count moves to 2-2 on Colby Ferris as he looks to drive in that run from second, and that ball's outside. So the count moves full once again. And the Chinooks are putting together some fantastic at-bats, and they have been all night long tonight. Certainly been fun to watch and call with you guys at home. And the 3-2 is swung on and missed. And Ferris probably swung at ball 4 there, and I think he knows it. But nonetheless, strike 3, and that will be the second out of the inning. So after giving up a run
Baseman, number 17, Matt
early in this
Magno.
inning, Beimel has bounced back with 2 straight strikeouts. As now Matt Magno will step up to the plate, and he is 1 for 3 on the evening thus far. As he looks to get things going for himself and drive that run in from second. And that one is swung on and hit foul down the right field line and out of play. And you can see Matt Magno shaking his hand there. And as I said, you wonder if the hand injury he suffered a few days ago, or a week ago now, is still bothering him a little bit at the dish. Because he has definitely not looked the same since. As that one is swung on and missed. So Magno's quickly down 0-2 here. And time is called by Sam Thompson, the catcher for the Miners. And Magno does not want to leave John Graham stranded at second here. And the 0-2 from Beimel is swung on and tapped to third. And Jordan Williams, the third baseman for the Miners, will make the play for the third out of the inning.
Get out that program.
So
If you got
the
one,
Chinooks strike for 1, but leave another
inside
man in
there,
scoring
so
position.
ticket number.
And
I'm
they
gonna
will
read that
head
ticket
to
number
the
for you
bottom
now.
of the 8th inning with
Really
a
nice prize.
5-0
Here you go.
lead.
Program prize ticket number 533-5945. 533-5945. If you have that ticket, stop down and see the nice folks at the merch shack, and they'll help you out. And congratulations. Thanks for getting the program.
This shit's gonna hit the news. Cause fear don't harm the man that's got nothing left to lose. 100 years from now, they'll still be talking, girl. Always remembering the day we rocked the world. The day we rocked the world. We rocked the world.
All right, top of the lineup here
And
for the
we are
Miners.
back
Center
here
fielder, number
live
44,
on the
Tyler Wilson.
Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube as the Chinooks hold a commanding 5-0 lead on the Miners here. And so Tyler Wilson will step up to the plate here versus Zach Sundine, who has pitched phenomenally tonight. And that one is ripped down the left field line, but well foul. As that crashes against the wall out there in left. So definitely had a lot of mustard on it, but he just pulled it foul, so nothing but a loud strike 2. As you have to think that Zach Sundine's probably going batter by batter here, as he has thrown a lot of pitches tonight, but it is not without saying that he has pitched absolutely fantastic, holding the Miners to 0 runs on just 5 hits, as that 1-2 pitch is tapped foul down the right field line, so Wilson stays in it. And the 1-2 from Sundine is just outside. Good pitch from Sundine, but just a little bit off the plate there. So the count moves to an even 2-2. And the 2-2 is flown out to right field, and Colby Ferris will make the catch for out number 1. So Tyler Wilson, 1 for 4 now on the evening, as now Jordan Williams will step up to the plate looking for his first hit of the night.
Jordan Williams.
He was hit by a pitch in the 5th inning, but other than that, has not scratched the surface on a hit here. And so Zach Sundine will continue to mow down these hitters. And that one is tapped up the middle, and McCormick jumps. Oh my goodness! Oh, and he is safe. What a play by McCormick. And he did about as much as he could there. And he looked here, but a close play. And that unfortunately looks like it means that that is the end of the night for Zach Sundine. And what a performance by him tonight, as he goes 7 1/3 innings of no-run baseball, and he is rightfully so getting a lot of hugs and high fives from his teammates, as that will be it for him on the evening. And if I was down there, I'd give him a hug too. Fantastic game from him. And I know Patty McCormick gave everything he had to give Sundine some more opportunities to maybe finish this inning. And he's getting a standing ovation here from the crowd. I know you guys can't see it. Or maybe not necessarily a standing ovation, but definitely an ovation, as he has definitely deserved it. What a game from Zach Sundine, and he continues to be arguably the best pitcher in the league up to this point. I mean, barring catastrophe here for the Chinooks, he will get his 3rd win of the season, which will be one more than anybody else on the year so far. And he has certainly deserved all the accolades and all the praise he's been getting, as we talked about earlier in the broadcast. Definitely a great guy. I've loved getting to know him over these last couple of weeks. And I loved the interview him and I had. He was very forthcoming, very honest, opened up a little bit. Very quiet guy, so it was nice to hear him talk a little bit about what he's done, where he's been. Absolutely a great guy, and definitely a good head on his shoulders. And it's sad to see that this is going to be possibly the last run of his career, because I think that any pro organization would love to have a guy like that. I'm not sure about his velocities and everything like that. I know there's big stigmas about that, but he's just a dog out there, and it's so much fun to watch every time he takes the mound. So fantastic job from him. And now JoJo Penberthy will step up for the Chinooks and look to finish off this inning and possibly this ball game. JoJo making, I believe, his 5th appearance of the season so far. So definitely a lot of work for him out of the pen. Another great interview from him. Definitely a little bit more of an open guy, a little bit more outgoing than somebody like Zach is. And not to say that's a good or a bad thing, just differing personalities. So that one's upstairs and outside for ball 1. So JoJo with a couple of saves on the season. Has pitched late in ball games frequently, so definitely in a premium role in the bullpen. And Penberthy's 1-0 is drilled into the left center gap, and no one's going to get that, as that one's going to land at the fence. And they're going to hold Jordan Williams at third, and Casey Rother adds to his resume early on in this ABL Summer League as another hit for him, and his average just keeps on climbing. As now there are runners on second and third with only one out.
That now for the Matsu Miners, first baseman number 37, Nick Sorelli.
And now Nick Sorelli will step up to the plate here, looking to get off of this schneid he has been in today. He's 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Well, we'll see if a change of pitchers will help him here as he rips that one down the first base line, but foul. So Penberthy gets ahead. And we will see what Penberthy looks to get Sorelli out here. As definitely those 2 runs don't matter, at least not to the point of any kind of panic, as even if they score, will still be a 3-run lead as that ball rides in and hits Sorelli, and so not a good start here for Penberthy as he's given up a double and a walk, or excuse me, a hit by pitch.
It'd be yours.
In the first 2 batters that he has faced, so we'll see what happens here. Not the end of the world to walk Sorelli there, as in fact, in some circles it might be looked at as a smart move. Even though he is 0 for 3 with 3 Ks, he is the 4-hole hitter. There was a base open, so now you can get the double play here that could end the inning with 1 swing of the bat. So Tyler Rando is 1 for 3 on the night. He grounded out to second in his first at-bat as that pitch is in there for a strike. He singled in his second at-bat and struck out in his last one. So we will see what end of the spectrum he falls on here, as Penberthy looking to wiggle himself out of another jam. And that one's in there for a called strike too, so 2 good pitches from Penberthy have him in ahead in the count 0-2. And looks like Troy Hervey took a tumble there trying to get a ball from the bullpen, as he looks to be all right. And the 0-2 is in there for a called strike 3. 3 pitches. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, Rando. And he will sit down here, and that will be the second out of the inning.
Now left fielder,
unbelievable. Never even had the chance to take the bat off the shoulders. As now Mike Ferrara, the left fielder for the Miners, represents the last chance, at least in this inning, for the Miners. If he can get something going, the Miners will certainly try to get back in this ball game. As he is 0 for 2 with a walk so far. He'll certainly take a walk here. As Penberthy's first pitch is just downstairs. Good pitch from Penberthy, but just downstairs for ball 1. And if Penberthy can get out of this, I mean, there's no telling how many base runners they would have left on base. And a line drive caught by McCormick. And they get out of it with no runs, so the Miners once again get guys on base and cannot capitalize. So JoJo Penberthy makes it a little interesting, but Zach Sundine's day will end with no runs given up as JoJo Penberthy comes in and gets out of it unscathed. And so despite 7 hits on the day and many walks and hit by pitches, the Miners still have 0 runs on the day as the Chinooks will head to the top of the 9th inning up 5-0.
And that winner is 6-8-7-7-1-4-0. 6-8-7-7-1-4-0. Check it out at the Merch Shack. They'll split the cash with you. $3.91 to you. Once again, thanks for playing Split the Pot. We appreciate you.
Up with it, girl. Rock with it, girl. Show them it, girl. Put a bang bang. Bounce with it, girl. Dance with it, girl. Get with it, girl. Put a bang bang.
Come on.
Matsu Miners pitcher number 10, Evan Wolf, on the mound now. At the plate for the Chinooks, second baseman number 5, Patty McCormick.
And we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube. As I apologize for that, but it looks like my software has started to look a little funny here. I'm not sure what's going on, so we're going to try and fix that a little bit here as Patty McCormick taps that one foul. Sorry, guys, I'm a little distracted here. Just don't mind me. Just going to fix everything here. Don't worry about it. All right, that looks a little bit better. So, anyways, the Chinooks are leading this one 5-0. And my goodness, they have danced their way out of danger many a times. That one's in there for a called strike too. Oh, well, thank you so much, Mr. Ryan. I certainly am getting more confident as McCormick strikes out. For those of you who do not know, this is my first time doing play-by-play. I've never done play-by-play before. I have some experience as a PA. And for those of you who don't know what a PA is, it's a public announcer. So basically, you know, like you hear guys in the broadcast right now saying, and now batting number 10, Will Batts. That would be me. I didn't really do that for baseball. I did it for basketball, volleyball, soccer, stuff like that. As that one is swung on and missed. Definitely I'm getting a lot more confident in just kind of letting things flow. But also, it really stunk because the first few broadcasts I was really sick. So my brain really wasn't functioning. My mouth wasn't functioning. I just was having a tough time. So definitely thank you so much. I really appreciate the kind words. And I hope that I can continue to get better, as I really want to do this for the rest of my life. So I really hope that I can get much better at this and get more comfortable as I go along. So thank you so much for those kind words. I really appreciate it, sir. As that one is ripped and over the head of the striding Bermudez, as that is another hit for Will Batts, as he is 2 for 5 on the day. So he leads off the top of the 9th inning with a nice base hit. Or not, he didn't lead it off, excuse me.
At the plate, shortstop number 15,
It's a nice one-out
John
base
Mark
hit there.
Mullins.
Excuse me for my mistake there. So now John Mark Mullins, who is having an off night for him tonight. He's just 2 for 4. He has definitely been swinging the bat well, as he is one of the top batting averages in the league. I believe he's 3rd or 4th. I can't exactly remember. And yes, I do apologize for the sniffles that you must have heard for the last week. I apologize, but, you know, it is what it is. You got to do what you got to do for the broadcast. I had to suffer for you guys, pound it out, grind it out, whatever you want to say. So, got to do what you got to do. You got to, when you know a guy's real sick, you got to hear some sniffles. So, I do apologize for that, but, you know. So, John Mark Mullins now ahead in the count 2-0 as that one is swung on and popped high in the air and foul, backing out of play. So, Mullins, again, 2 for 4 tonight. He has 2 singles and 2 flyouts to left in that order. So, very interesting stat sheet for him. So, we'll see what side of the spectrum he lands on here. As that one is in there for a called strike 2. The umpire seemed like he forgot what the count was. He rung up John Mark as everybody's getting a good laugh out of it. So, including me, as you could hear. And that happens. You know, it definitely happens to me. It happens to everybody. He got a little bit excited as the count actually is 2-2. And that one is swung on and fouled straight back. So, definitely an interesting game today, guys. I'm very, very happy that I've gotten to call this one. It's been super exciting. You see a lot of things about the game of baseball that make you love it so much. And that one is swung on and also hit foul and out of play. So John Mark with a pretty good battle here. As also, I do think I forgot to mention the new pitcher for the Miners, which is Evan Wolf. Evan Wolf comes from Kent State University, another prestigious university, and he is a freshman, so a youngin', as that one is flied out to straightaway left. So it appears that the wheel of John Mark will land on flyouts to left here. So 3 straight flyouts to left for John Mark. Very interesting ball game for him for
Now
sure.
up for the Chinooks.
As that will be the
Entering
second
number
out of the
55, Joe
inning,
Keel.
as now Joe Keel steps up to the plate. And he is 0 for 3, did walk in the 5th inning. So we'll see if he can keep the inning alive here. And again, for those of you who are just joining us, which I'm not sure if there are any of you, but just in case there are some of you that didn't know what's happening here, the Chinooks are up to a 5-0 lead, and most of that has been on the back of Zach Sundine, the starter for today, as that one's in there for a called strike 1. 7 1/3 scoreless innings, and JoJo Penberthy got the last 2 outs of the last inning, got himself into a jam, and got himself out, and that has been another theme for the night, as the Chinooks have gotten themselves out of a lot of jams here, as that one is ripped into center field, but unfortunately, that is going to be right to Tyler Wilson there. And so tough luck there for the Chinooks, but that is all right, as they will head to the bottom of the 9th with a pretty nice 5-0 lead as they look to close things out.
Reese Landville at the mound for the Chinooks.
And we are back here live on the Chinooks Radio Network here on YouTube, as Sam Thompson will step
Pitcher
up
number
for
18,
the
Sam Thompson,
Miners,
playing now
as
for the
Reese
Miners.
Lansville, a normal closer for the Chinooks, will take the 9th here once again. currently not in a save situation, although he has not pitched in several games, so probably a little bit of a good thing to give him a bit more of a cushion in the ninth. Get him some work. And perhaps if things get out of hand, it might turn into a save, although we're gonna hope that doesn't happen as that pitch is upstairs. So quickly he falls behind Thompson 2-0. The Miners have had a lot of traffic on the base paths. I mean, they are up to 7 hits. Person reached on an error. A handful of walks, hit by pitches. They've had probably a good 15 or so base runners on the day. And unfortunately, none of it's translated to any kind of runs here, or at least a dozen base runners. Maybe not quite 15, but I'd say at least a dozen. And unfortunately, it just has not worked out for them up to this point, as the 2-1 is downstairs. So the count moves to 3-1. And Reese is definitely an interesting guy. I've gotten to know him over the last few weeks, worked out with him a couple of times. And he is definitely an interesting character. He comes off as very intense and intimidating, but he's got a great sense of humor. Definitely likes to kind of make fun of himself and be loose and happy. And you know, it is a little confusing because, again, his demeanor is very, like, intense. And yet he just makes fun of himself and jokes and laughs a lot, and it's a great thing. Don't get me wrong; it is just a bit confusing when you meet him. As that one is in there for a called strike 3, and Sam Thompson doesn't like it, but he's gonna have to deal with it, as that will be the first out of the inning. As Reese Lansville starts off this bottom of the ninth with a strikeout, exactly what the Chinooks were looking for.
Up next now, second baseman number 8.
So now Josh Morozek will step up to the plate here. He's playing second tonight. Has played outfield, third base, and second base for this team, at least that I've seen. So definitely a bit versatile, as that one is ripped into deep right field. Jumping all over the first pitch, and that one's going to hit off the top of the wall. Colby Ferris getting it in quickly, but Josh Morozek with a missile of a double here. And now the Miners have something cooking going into the bottom of the ninth. That was an absolute rocket from Morozek, and that he missed a home run by probably 2 to 3 feet, if that. So an absolute missile from him. So Joe Keel going out to talk to Lansville, maybe trying to just see if they got mixed up there or what have you. And now David Bermudez, the shortstop, who's 1 for 3 on the evening, grounded into a triple play in his last at-bat. That's something I certainly did not think I would say tonight, but I'm privileged to be able to. As Lansville fires, and wow, that one, he literally got ear-holed, and I think he actually just said wow at the same time I did, as he actually grabbed his ear hole. So that is the definition of being ear holed there. As that fastball nearly runs up and hits him. Obviously no intent there. So the 1-0 to Bermudez is just outside, as Lansville struggling a little bit to find his location early on. And granted, as I've said several times since he's pitched, it is typical of closers to have a little bit less control than other pitchers. And it's only the guys that really have elite control, at least for the most part, in the closer spot that truly are the guys that dominate more than anybody else. I mean, you look at guys like Mariano Rivera, Liam Hendricks, Josh Hader, Dennis Eckersley, that were all closers in their lifetime, Raleigh Fingers, and they all had elite control. But there are guys that are elite at the closer position right now that do not have that kind of elite control, as that one's in there for a strike. Guys like Aroldis Chapman, guys like Craig Kimbrell, guys like Alex Reyes for the St. Louis Cardinals. Reyes is averaging 1.3 walks per inning, but he is 100% on saves. He is, at least as of before this broadcast tonight, he is 17 for 17 on the year. As that one has popped up high in the air and out of play. So the count moves to 3-2. So again, it's not uncommon for closers to have control issues, but it can bite them at times, as it has bitten Aroldis Chapman in the past and bitten Craig Kimbrell and many of the others. So we will see how this whole thing plays out, as the 3-2 from Lansville is swung on and missed. Good off-speed pitch there, and that will be the second out of the inning. As now Tyler Wilson steps up as the last chance for the Miners. And the Chinooks are 1 out away from moving to 6-4 on the season and taking sole possession of second place. And they will only be, I would guess... Okay, well, I'm being told by my partner, Aaron Davis, that we might actually be first in the division. It's kind of fickle because we'll move to 6-4, and the first place team is still 5-3. So whatever the percentage works out there, but either way, the Chinooks will wind up at the very least, being in second place in the division. And that ball is popped out of play down the left field line. So the count moves to 1-1 as the Chinooks look to close things out here. Mrozek stands on second, takes his lead, as I'm sure he's looking to use his speed to score here. And can Tyler Wilson get him home? That is the question here. Lansville fires, and that one's popped foul back and out of play. So tomorrow, the Chinooks start a 3-game homestand. 3 straight days, all at 7 p.m., all against different teams. And the 1-2 is popped out foul and out of play down the left field line as the umpire is requiring some more baseballs. So be sure to tune in for those, as the Chinooks are in great position coming into their homestand to really take advantage. They're playing good baseball right now. Their offense is clicking. Their defense is clicking. Their pitching has been fantastic all year long. And that ball's downstairs. So the count moves to 2-2 on Tyler Wilson. Can Lansville shut the door on the Miners tonight here with this 2-2 pitch? And that ball is flown out into deep left. And Hayden Keller will make the catch, and the Chinooks move to 6-4 on the young season. And they celebrate as they should, as Reese Lansville shuts the door on the Miners tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been involved in a lot of cool things and great things in my life. And I have not had a lot of greater pleasures than calling this game for you all tonight. An absolutely fantastic game, as there were triple plays, home runs, jams worked out of, swinging strikeouts, just some absolutely bananas baseball tonight. And it has been an absolute pleasure being able to talk to you guys, being able to call this one. And the Chinooks will move to, again, at the very least, second place, if not first place, on the season tonight with this victory against the Miners. A 5-0 ball game, as once again, I think the MVP of the game has to go to Zach Sundine. 7 1/3 shutout innings, and the bullpen was able to finish off the shutout. Absolutely great team win for the Chinooks. So once again, we will come to you live tomorrow from Lee Jordan Stadium at 7 p.m. as the Chinooks take on the Oilers. Obviously, the Oilers from a good bit away. They're from about 3 hours away from here. So definitely come support them, as it's definitely a long haul for them to get here. So definitely come out and support your Chinooks. From all of us here And the Chinooks family, to all of you at home, I am Tyler Lopes, and I was joined tonight by my partner Aaron Davis. And once again, thank you so much to Rocco, Justin Nevells, for coming up into the studio and talking to us for a little while. So again, from all of us here to all of you at home, thank you so much for listening and watching, and we will see you very soon.